It didn't start with sirens or headlines. It started quietly, years earlier, with meetings in basements, coded conversations, and a chain of command that most people on the outside never see. Federal investigators say what they were watching wasn't chaos, it was order, an organization. Chapters tied together under the banner of the Latin Kings, operating across Chicago's South Side, the South Suburbs, and into the Western Suburbs. According to prosecutors, this wasn't a loose collection of crews. It was structured. Leadership sat at the top, issuing direction through ranks with specific roles. Incas oversaw territory. Caciques enforced discipline and carried out directives. Soldiers handled the street-level work, violence, intimidation, retaliation. Every action had a purpose. Every move was meant to protect territory, reputation, and control. The indictment paints a picture of an enterprise fueled by fear and loyalty. Murders and attempted murders weren't random acts of rage, they were responses, messages. An attempted murder of a Melrose Park police officer, shootings tied to rival disputes, arson, extortion, all allegedly part of maintaining dominance. According to the government, violence wasn't a side effect of the organization, it was one of its tools. As the investigation widened, the geography told its own story. Chicago's South Side bled into Harvey Dalton, Chicago Heights, westward into Maywood and Melrose Park. The borders didn't matter, allegiance did. The feds say guns move freely across these lines, and when the takedown finally came, more than 40 firearms were seized, including rifles typically associated with far larger operations. What made this case different wasn't just the number of defendants, 34, it was the patience behind it. This wasn't built off a single traffic stop or one informant trying to save themselves. Prosecutors say this was years of surveillance, wiretaps, cooperating witnesses, and overlapping investigations under a federal task force designed to dismantle organizations, not just arrest individuals. When the indictments were unsealed, it wasn't framed as a win over crime in one neighborhood. It was framed as an attempt to remove an entire structure, leadership, enforcement, and supply, all at once. The government wasn't targeting names, it was targeting the system that allowed those names to be replaced. And that's the part that never makes the headline. Because once the arrests happen and the court dates begin, the streets don't freeze. Power vacuums form. New leaders emerge. The board resets. RICO cases don't end stories. They interrupt them. They pause them long enough for the system to breathe, and sometimes long enough for the next chapter to start quietly, the same way this one did. If you remember when this story first broke, share this with someone who lived through that era. And let me ask you this. Do RICO cases actually dismantle street organizations, or do they just create the next generation?